Cece and Lulu, and we have an interesting video for you today. So we're here at our family cabin right now, and we came up because of Grandma's passing, and we are having her memorial service here just with our immediate family. We're spending the weekend here.
So we're here in northern Michigan, and we're bringing you along with us so you can see our special place that we love to come to up here.
Being here is very special. It's like being very close to her and my grandpa, who passed away years and years ago. So my grandpa, it was his dream and wish to catch all 50 animals, one of each animal that was on the Great American list. I can't even remember what the list was called now, but it was a specific list that had 50 different animals on it, and it was his dream to catch one of each of the 50 animals and to complete the list. And so he pretty much did it. He caught 49, I believe, before he passed away. So Cece and I got up here kind of early with our husbands. We came up a day before everybody else, and we just wanted to kind of have as much time as possible here at the cabin and enjoy every last minute.
So the cabin is up for sale now, which is a real sad thing,
Yes.
but we will take the memories with us.
Yes.
So
that's a main reason why we wanted to do this video, so that we could personally look back at the cabin and see it ourselves even.
we've been coming up here now to Lost Lake Woods Club for 55 years, since I was 6 years old, and we've had this cabin for 33 years. So we used to camp before that in the campground with our travel trailer, my parents and my brothers and sister and I. So this place holds a lot of special family memories.
All the beautiful colors,
Hey, good.
all the leaves on the ground. And here's the cabin. And there's Mom, Cece.
Come on in, let me give you a tour.
We're having a fire in our fire pit out in the garage.
On the driveway. Come into the porch. Too bad we don't have smell-o-vision. That fire smells so incredible.
Yes, and the cabin has a specific distinct smell. Whenever we arrive up here, it always just smells like the cabin. It's just a wonderful thing. It's so dark in here.
This is the living room. And this hutch over here was my parents' hutch down in the house where I grew up. When they retired up here, they moved the few pieces of furniture that they loved. So the dining room set, the tables, and the kitchen, and then the hutch.
And the hutch is covered in silver that Grandpa and my uncles won.
From trap shooting. They were, actually my brother was in the Olympics for his trap shooting.
It's so dark. There's a small bear.
And we'll come around here into the kitchen.
Here's our fireplace, and above the fireplace is this gun that Grandpa found in the floorboards of the cabin when he bought it. So it's hanging above this fireplace. And this old TV, original, that Grandma probably bought in the...
I think it might have even been here when they bought the cabin. I don't know.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm showing you right now is the main house when they bought it, and then we did an addition. But my mother collects Hummels, or collected Hummels. And back when I was in high school, I did this piece of needlework for her, and she loved it so much, and it's still hanging here. Looks like at some point, I know the ceiling leaked at some point, so it got some water damage on it, but she's always loved Hummels. My dad gave her a Hummel for every single Christmas that they were married. So she has quite a few. She has this shelf here. She has half up here and half down in our home.
And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise.
This is the table that goes with the hutch that I showed you, and it's all marred. I mean, I sewed on this table, and the markings from the wheel for marking darts and stuff are in here, and us kids would teeth and we'd chew on the corner, on the edge of the table. So this table is very worn, has a lot of love in it. Come on around. So this kitchen was updated probably about 15 years ago. It was really old, and then my brother and his wife kind of updated it.
My uncle hung some of these pictures practically on the ceiling.
My uncle, my mom's brother, painted that picture. But my brother hung it way up so high, I don't know why. Okay, so coming down the hall, the first room is our bunk room, where a lot of times the kids will sleep in here,
Oh,
the
they
grandkids.
took everything off the walls. They used to have like some kites and some snowshoes and
Yeah, they have some fishing poles over there.
yeah, this is usually where a lot of the kids stay. This is where I always stayed growing up, on that top bunk and everything. Oh, just loved it. It was so fun. There's some fishing poles and some snowshoes.
And then straight in here's the bathroom. Off to the right here, that was my parents' room.
Grandma and Grandpa's.
They had an old canopy bed, and my brother took that out and put in this king-size bed. Another bedroom, that's where usually my husband and I stay.
Big bookshelf.
Now, up to this point, that's all that was originally to the cabin. But my dad is a big game hunter, was a big game hunter. And so he wanted to add a great room so he could mount all of his heads that he got. So come on with me.
And here
It's a great
is
room, but we call
Don's
it
dream.
the big room.
And here are some pictures of him with the catches that he made.
And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin.
So come on in and I'll introduce you to some of my furry friends.
Here's a wood burning stove that Grandpa loved.
My dad, I tell you, he was a real woodsman. He would have been perfectly happy being born back when Davy Crockett was alive. He would cut wood until he couldn't fit any more in the woodshed. He loved cutting wood. And he would bring it in here and he's like, we gotta burn this wood so I can cut more. And he'd open this door and he literally would take his foot and pound it in there. He wanted to get in as much wood as he possibly could. And it would be so hot in here, but he wanted to burn that wood so he could cut more wood.
So he would tell you to open a window
Yeah, he said, if you're hot, open a window.
in the middle of winter.
Yeah. But they have bear and elk and caribou and mountain lions and musk ox.
That's a musk ox.
And my dad didn't kill things just to kill them. We ate all the meat from everything. So he was insistent upon that.
And then in these cabinets are more of the silver that my grandpa and uncles
They won
won.
for their trap shooting. They were really good at trap shooting.
These are beautiful. These snowy white. I don't even remember what they are.
Look up here. This huge elk. That was in our home growing up. Not here in the cabin, but in our home where I grew up. It was in the stairwell going upstairs, and it was so huge they couldn't get it in. They had to open up an upstairs window and lower it down in. And I know everybody coming in and would go up those stairs and, wow, how can you greet that in the morning every morning? And we were just so used to it, we didn't even see it anymore. But I remember them having to use a ladder to get up and clean that, all the antlers and everything. But precious memories.
Wild boar. Wolverine. Here's a photo of my grandpa and all of his shooting gear.
Turkey, a little black bear. These are muskox gloves. And my dad went on a muskox hunt, and I think it was in the Northwest Territories. I can't remember, but anyway, he had a guide, and the guide had to pull him on a snowmobile. He would sit on the on a sled on the back, being pulled by a snowmobile, and he would throw muskox pelts on my dad, and he would wear these muskox like mittens to keep from getting frostbite. And he would be pulled, and the guide would stop and point to one, because they were Inuit, and he would point to one, and my dad would say, "Is that the biggest one you think I can get?" And he's like, "No," and he's like, "Then keep going." And they ended up going 90 miles, being pulled in sub-zero weather on the back of this snowmobile. And my dad got out and shot this, and he took his camera out, and he had to change the film, and when he took the film out of the camera, it was so cold it all disintegrated into the snow. So I'll never forget that story. That really astonished me. But whenever I see these, I think of my dad. My dad's been gone now for about 25 years.
I always loved this as a kid. I would try to sneak up behind people and shake the tail still rattles. You can imagine as a kid being in this big room with all these animals, all the imagination and everything you could think of to play with and come up with all these stories, and it was pretty fun. And this has always been my favorite part of the big room, is the big bear rug. Oh, I would just sit here and cuddle him as a kid, and I would actually sleep on him with my sleeping bag, and oh, it's so soft. Oh.
Another family favorite is the mountain lion that is mounted on the ledge, like the ledge of a cliff. Isn't that cool?
It's kind of astonishing to stand here under this mount and just feel like you're right underneath this mountain line. It's pretty cool. I also have always loved that goose. It is so soft.
I think this is a bobcat.
Yeah. Some more ducks.
And my dad passed away in this room. So he probably, if he had anywhere to pick in the world where to pass away, this would have been it. He just loved this room.
In this little section here, this is where my husband and I are staying. And I actually have my Nana bunny. I brought it in honor of Grandma. I got this for her to give to my children someday. And so she loved that Nana bunny. It's actually in our Thanksgiving video that we did with her, what we're thankful for. She talks about it. We kind of talk about it more in detail, but I brought it up here for this special occasion.
So this was the last animal on my grandpa's list that he did not catch before he died. So my uncle actually caught this and put it in the big room to fulfill all the 50 animals that my grandpa was after for his lifetime. So
Now, there's quite a few fish up here too. Some were caught from my brother and my husband caught the fish.
Storing everything within.
And then a picture of my grandma.
Yeah.
It's so sweet. I love this picture. And she's wearing the necklace, that cross that I'm wearing,
Oh.
that she gave me.
And my dad uncharacteristically chose these beautiful marble stairs
they are gorgeous.
with all the lights that line each step. So pretty.
I always called them fishy lights when I was growing up. I loved this staircase and these fishy lights, and I would use it as a stage, and I'd stand up here and like give performances, and it was so fun.
And we are on our way up to the lodge. There's a gift shop up there that Lulu and I like to go to. We like to get Lost Lake Woods sweatshirts.
There's the Lost Lake Woods Club logo and The campgrounds are to the right and the lodge is to the left, and then there's a little trout pond right in front of that sign.
For children.
Yeah, for all the kids
Fish.
to fish. And then there's the big Badger Lake, I think is what it's called, the big lake behind it. So pretty this time of year with the trees all changing colors and beautiful.
Michigan is beautiful in the fall time.
Yeah.
So here's the lodge.
Yes, here it is.
Here's the buck pole for hunting season. They hang the largest deers on there that are caught. There's a little koi pond over there. And the lodge.
It's a rustic hunting lodge.
That's cute. That looks like yours, kind of. Here's the
All
dining
of that
room.
furniture out there has to come in here because we have this big wedding that's supposed to be, we're thinking to put you guys over on the.
This is such a beautiful time to come up here with all the colors changing. Oh, it's absolutely stunning. Just beautiful. Here's the view of Badger Lake.
So this is like home to me. We stayed in a travel trailer, and we'd come up to the lodge, and I'd do my homework in the lodge, and we'd go in the dining room and have dinner.
It looks so beautiful and colorful in the video. It's not showing up, but here's the pretty koi pond right out front of the lodge.
Sounds like a babbling brook.
Yeah. They still have the koi in here. They close it up for the winter time, but it's still open today.
I don't know if you can see it,
That slide.
but this slide
I slid on that when I was 6 years old.
This slide is inside the water, and it's such a fun thing growing up, and going on that slide was so exciting and fun. It's been there forever, and it's still going strong. We're gonna go show you guys the campground that Cece always stayed at for a while.
Till my parents bought the cabin.
Yeah, until they bought the cabin. And when you go straight through there, there's the back trails in the woods, and where you can go hunting, and there's so many fun trails that we go on with the four-wheelers and all the fun adventures that we've had. And here's the campground.
Our family trailer was right there.
Right where this one is?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's not our trailer, but that's where.
That's where you guys stayed?
Yes.
A lot of people build decks on them, like a permanent.
And leave them here.
Yeah, and
year-round.
leave them here year-round, never take them down.
Yeah.
So here we're driving on, we just turned onto Owl Road, which is our road, and we're over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go.
Mom knows the way to carry the sleigh.
Whoa, this road's pretty.
And as you can see, this awful for sale sign, it's so sad.
Here's the woods. My grandpa bought like 5 lots so that they had a lot of privacy around the home. There's the big room.
Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond all. Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand.